Join the 6-Dot revolution. The 6-Dot Braille Label Maker has everything you need to make high-quality Braille labels in only seconds. Powerful but simple, the 6-Dot ergonomic design makes it easy to label practically anything. Throw this 6-Dot Braille Label Maker in your bag and start labeling your world. For more information, visit logantech.com. After 25 years of the Americans with Disabilities Act, is it still 70% unemployment amongst the blind? Allow me to introduce you to Blink. We're here to make history and change the world by raising the bar and shaping statistics.
So we're going to play a game called 5 Questions, and I'm going to ask the realist on this show 5 questions in rapid succession, and we're going to hear their answers. One of the questions, my favorite, is if you were a serial killer, what would be your weapon of choice? And FYI, serial is spelled with a C. So listen in to this week's episode as the realists play the game 5 Questions for you, the Delivering Access podcast listeners.
Give us 3 words to describe
Amanda Berkeley.
Stubborn, overachieving, and sensitive.
Anaya Minor.
Happy, intelligent, and hardworking.
Ashley Coleman.
Organized, confident.
All right.
And a planner, I guess.
Christopher O'Mealy.
Deceptively shy. Okay, that's 2 words. Motivated, and I'm arrogant sometimes. I am. I can't help it.
Curtis Jackson.
Passionate, smart, and enthusiastic.
Daniel Aronoff.
Determined, resilient, and flexible.
Daniel Hawkins.
Funny, obnoxious, and stubborn.
Don C.
Optimistic, utterly hilarious, and curious.
Derek Cleveland.
Observer, listener, hard worker.
Don Shaw.
Reasonably outgoing. I know that's 3 words or 4, whatever, but outgoing. There you go. I'll do the Reader's Digest version of this. Can get along well. I believe in a lot of situations with different people. I'm a sales.
3 words. You gave me 20. So
yeah.
Donna Jotin.
I think Donna is compassionate. She's creative, and she's committed.
Eva Bagara.
Joyful, compassionate, and dependable.
Leo Desnet.
Empathetic, directive, social.
Paul Ferrara.
Inquisitive, analytical, and goal-oriented.
Roxana Cleveland.
Compassionate, determined, and I would say happy.
Ryan Kwok.
Holistic. I like to think big picture. Entrepreneurial. Capitalize on a market if I see a need. And energetic.
Shelley Smith.
Friendly, shy, kind of, and I don't know, nice.
if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Amanda Berkeley.
I think it would have to be Kennedy.
Okay.
Because he was the one who started, he was alive during actually one of my favorite time eras, which is the 60s, number one. Number two, he was the key and integral to the Cuban Missile Crisis. And that's international stuff, and it's mainly a business thing, because that started the embargoes and everything else that, finally just got lifted. So I'd like to talk to Kennedy and ask him why the embargoes? Why are you putting everything out of Cuba out of our reach? Why not just stop immigrants or a specific sector? Why everything? I think I'd like to pick his brain. And then I'd also like to have the knowledge that I have now about what's going to happen to him and be like, hey, if you were going to be assassinated, how would that make you feel?
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm mad at Kennedy, because he did do the Cuban embargo, and I'm trying to get Cuban cigars. I can't get Cuban cigars because of this guy, but he hoards them. He sent this guy and said, give me 1,000 boxes of H. Upman's Corona-sized cigars. And now I'm over here. I went to Puerto Rico. Cuba was like 30 minutes away. Couldn't get over there, all because of him. And I mean, so when you talk to him, you tell him, I'm going to tell him why I'm mad. I just want my Cuban cigars. I'm tired of Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, and Honduras. I want my Cubans. Okay.
Anaya Minor.
George Washington. I am in love with American history since I was a kid. And it will be very interesting to ask him questions. I will even prepare the dinner.
Ashley Coleman.
That's a difficult one. I've been thinking about that for a while, and I don't really know. There's so many great people out in the world who do a lot to empower others, and
just can't choose just one.
Yeah, it's really hard to choose one.
Ashley Coleman's gonna have dinner with the world because there's so many great people in it.
Christopher O'Mealy.
I would have dinner with, and this will come to no surprise for people who know me, but I would have dinner with Steve Jobs, just so I can tap his brain a little bit, man. He seems like such an insightful person. And not only, getting to know him and getting to know stuff outside of what's on the internet and the biographies and the movies and stuff, but try and get to know him as a person and try and, get some of his motivation and determination for myself, man.
Curtis Jackson.
Steve Jobs. Just, to tell him what his Apple product has done and what they're doing, with accessibility, and just to talk to him and thank him for that.
Daniel Aronoff.
That sort of changes depending on the day. Right now, I'm thinking a lady named Jane Addams. She was the founder of the social work, movement, the social work concept in America. And I'm very curious as to what her thoughts were, how she dealt with the hard times, just sort of picking her brain, so to speak, on everything with the profession. Because I'm very curious. I have a lot of questions about how you help people to the maximum extent without getting burned out or getting transference of their problems. So I think my answer right now would be Jane Addams.
Daniel Hawkins.
I say Helen Keller. Helen Keller was the first inspirational deaf-blind person in the early 19th century. And, today, I know what it means to be a deaf-blind person. And today, we had a lot of resources available to us. Back then, Helen Keller had no resource. She had her mentor, Anne Solomon. Mm-hmm. That was literally the only resource she had. Mm-hmm. And nobody else knew how to communicate with her, how to deal with her, how to help her live independently. And she made it as far as she did, and she had done a lot of great things.
Don C.
Oh. I would love to have dinner with Joseph Stalin.
Why? Was he a hunk?
No, because he was quite possibly one of the most evil dictators in all of history. But I'd love to have a meal with him because, well, despite the fact he was a very evil man, he's also the type of evil man who had an intriguing childhood and had a very misunderstood psychology.
Derek Cleveland.
I'm going with Tupac Shakur. He had that it factor, and just like to sit down and pick his brain, see, why he was the way he was.
Don Shaw.
Oh, probably Marilyn Monroe would have been fun.
Ooh.
Back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Donna Jotten.
Your mother, Teresa?
No, I'd probably want to have dinner with Bill Clinton, and you know why?
Why?
I think he's extremely entertaining. I think he's a smart guy. Like the rest of us, he has weaknesses and things that he's not done right. So who hasn't, But I think there's a hell of a lot that he would entertain me with for the night.
Eva Bagara.
At the present moment, actually, I'd like to have dinner with the president just because I like his personality and I think he's so outgoing.
You like his swag?
Yeah, I mean, he's all right.
Leo Desnet.
Well, in Montreal, we have a sports figure who unfortunately just died a year or so ago, less than a year ago, John Bellamo. And he was a real gentleman. He was tremendous with people. Yes, he was great on the ice and had all kinds of records. But when you met that man, when you were in his presence, he was focused on you.
Paul Ferrara.
This is a fun question. I've already mentioned my love of sports. If I could see, I think I would want to be a play-by-play broadcaster. I just love that concept, being able to do that. So for me, Vin Scully to me is the ultimate play-by-play guy, and he's done it for so long. And I think he would be fun not just to talk about baseball with, but just to talk about anything else with. I think he's somebody who is just a genuinely good, nice person, and he's been around for such a long time. He would have so much insight on life in general. So I would pick Vin Scully.
Roxana Cleveland.
I would say I would like to have dinner with, I know this is crazy, but I would like to have dinner with J.K. Rowling because I liked her series, her Harry Potter series. It was while I was in my young adult stage. It was out. I just liked the little lessons that she put into the series that most people wouldn't think about.
Ryan Kwok.
I like to have dinner with Don LaFontaine, the movie voice, just to draw on his wealth of experience. From humble beginnings in Canada, the man just rose up to not necessarily stardom, but I mean, he was more like the background guy that promoted what Hollywood was unleashing.
Shelley Smith.
Probably a friend of mine who passed away, I think, like 2 years ago, he passed away. But when I first met my husband, he used to take me back and forth to school every day. And he was just a really big help to me. And he was an older guy, probably old enough to be my grandfather. But he gave me a lot of good advice on raising my kids and stuff like that. And I really miss him.
You're a serial killer. What would be your weapon of choice?
Amanda Berkeley.
Gosh, it would have to be a gun. I can't do the personal contact. I'm too sensitive.
Oh, you could just shoot him from far away, huh?
If I could shoot him from far away, it takes the person out of the person.
Okay.
Anaya Minor.
Oh, a sword.
So you couldn't pick two celebrities, but you could pick a weapon to kill. I'm just playing.
Oh, well, no. I told you I like history. and I always wanted to do Screamer.
Ashley Coleman.
I would want something, close quarters. So, like a knife or hands or something like that.
Christopher O'Mealy.
Well, I've already determined that I'm not very accurate with firearm. I'm very clumsy with a blade. And so I honestly would have to say a computer. That sounds weird, but you could really, really off someone with a computer. Data is dangerous, making them, if you have the hacking skills, like, some of the people who hack Sony and all them, you have the hacking skills enough to change people's data and make it look like they've done something when they actually haven't.
Curtis Jackson.
I don't know. It would be something that I know I couldn't get caught. Maybe I would have a IP camera or something, a light bulb that looked like a camera, and then when the person walk under it, shoot some poison down on them to where nobody knows, it wouldn't be no gun in that, because I mean, that you gotta, deal
ballistics.
Yeah.
I don't want you to put too much more thought into that whole thing right there.
Daniel Aronoff.
I don't know. I think people are just very cowardly. Like, I don't like weapons at all. Mm-hmm. And I think there's just too much violence. But guns are just very available. I would go something more old school, like a bow and arrow or something. You have to be more of an expert. If you really want to kill somebody, first of all, there are no deaths by accident. You don't hit somebody by accident with a bullet. If you really mean to kill somebody, then you meant to kill them because you planned it out and you knew exactly where you were going with that arrow.
Right.
So I feel like it's more of like a Robin Hood era kind of a way to do things. And it would, I don't know, I think it would make the country a little safer.
Daniel Hawkins.
I say my hands because you're going to be a serial killer. You might as well be crazy.
Don C.
Simple, so simple. A long hat pin and an eardrum.
Wow. Not only did you have the weapon, but you had the method in how you were gonna. All right.
Well, that is another quality of mine, but I didn't want to mention serial killer.
Don Shaw.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have a good answer for that one.
Well, since in the interview flow, cereal is spelled with a C, we can always digress and just say a spoon. How about that?
Okay, that works for me.
Donna Jotin.
Oh, dear God.
You can get out of it easier to say a spoon.
Some sort of app that I can use to sort of, like ding the person and they wouldn't know that they were dying.
Wow. That
Something like
is
that.
the second time that has come up today.
Eva Bagara.
I think maybe some kind of a small taser.
Roxana Cleveland.
I still had to say my iPhone. I'm real attached to it.
Ryan Kwok.
12-gauge automatic. Get her done.
All right.
Shelley Smith.
If I were a serial killer, I really don't know.
Because you're
never thought
nice
about it.
and friendly, and if you wrote a book about yourself, #1 top seller, best-selling book, New York Times bestseller, what would the title be?
Amanda Berkeley.
I think it would be called Perseverance.
Perseverance. One word.
Anaya Minor.
Itea, my home.
Ashley Coleman.
How to be brave, I suppose.
Christopher O'Mealy.
Oh, goodness. I'm horrible at coming up with titles. I really am. I think the book would called Outside the Box. And I say that because when I come across something that I need to know how to do, like check the oil in my girlfriend's car, or do something around the yard, like cut the grass. I need to stay away from cutting the grass. I come up with really, really outside of the box ways of accomplishing that without depending on the functional vision that I have. Because one thing that I learned in life is that even if you have vision, you can't always depend on it. It could lie to you. And so depending on the senses that would never lie to you is something, that has gotten me really far, and something that allows me to do stuff like change tires and check oil and cut grass, sort of.
Curtis Jackson.
My personal story.
Daniel Aronoff.
Blind food critic : using all your senses to their maximum capacity.
Daniel Hawkins.
The life story of an awesome blind man.
Don C.
Never Say Never, an erotic thriller.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Never Say Never, an erotic thriller.
Derek Cleveland.
The likes and the mistakes of Derek Cleveland.
Don Shaw.
The best time to be visually impaired, and I would talk more in that book about that and just how good that folks have it these days compared to how bad in some ways that visually impaired folks had it back in the quote unquote old days.
Donna Jotin.
The Ice Skater's Dream.
The Ice Skater's Dream.
Leo Desnet.
Getting it done.
Paul Ferrara.
This one crazy life, I can't make this stuff up.
Roxana Cleveland.
Gosh, I have no idea.
Okay, Roxana Cleveland. Gosh, I have no idea.
Ryan Kwok.
Oh, I guess I'm just gonna go with Victim to Victor. I guess that's cheesy, but I guess.
Oh man, that's an awesome title. Victim to Victor.
Shelley Smith.
How to go from the bottom to the top.
Pick 2 celebrities to be your parents.
Amanda Berkeley.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to go with Bill Gates. My dad.
That was said yesterday. And the lady said Beyonce is the mother, so
No.
imagine.
Beyonce would be good because I'd want her pipes.
Right.
But she dresses a little too extravagant for me.
Is that the word you really wanted to use?
My mom, I think, would have to be Emily Deschanel.
Ashley Coleman.
That's a hard one too. Because I would want celebrities that would be great parents, who would be great motivators and great leaders. So, I would want parents who would, be my rocks and my mainstay, my everything, basically, yeah.
Christopher O'Mealy.
The first would, for my dad, I wanted to be Johnny Ive. You heard of him? For anyone who hasn't, he's one of the head designers for Apple. He's that, if anyone ever watches the Apple keynotes or anything, he's that English voice who's always narrating stuff when they're showing off designs. So my dad will be Johnny Ive because I believe that I have a really creative soul. I like to make music and stuff. I like to mess around and design things. So let's see, a mom. Oh man, my mom would probably be Beyonce.
Hey.
Not because of why you're thinking, I promise. Just because, having that creativity from Johnny, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but she actually does a lot of her own business and marketing and stuff. And so learning that creativity from Johnny and learning those business and marketing skills from her, I could use that to throw knowledge all over the place,
Curtis Jackson.
Well, I'm not, maybe somebody from the Dallas Cowboys, Dez Bryant, and then, let's see, the lady, who would I have? Oh, I don't know. Jennifer Lopez or something.
Daniel Hawkins.
Well, believe it or not, Tim Allen. I don't know why, I just love his Home Improvement show. To me, I don't watch too much TV, actually. I can't think of it. I got Tim Allen right down to my dad part. Yeah, I can't think of anything else, to be honest.
Don C.
Joseph Stalin and his wife.
Derek Cleveland.
President.
Okay, the current president?
Yeah.
All right.
And the mama could be, I'm going with David Allen.
Don Shaw.
I'll take the fifth on that one because I have no opinion about that either way. I don't know.
All right.
Donna Johnson.
Well, Mother Teresa can't be my mom because she was a nun.
All right.
Does she still qualify?
She can still qualify.
Okay, so I would choose Mother Teresa.
Okay.
And
Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah, probably Wayne Gretzky. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
What a combination, eh?
Hey, there you go. I've had some strange ones in the past. So.
Eva Bagara.
I went to see Stevie Wonder in concert, so I'd pick him.
Okay.
I know that's so. Well, some people could say that's stereotypical, but that's who I like. So, and maybe Gloria Estefan. What a team.
Gotcha.
Leo Desnet.
I'm sorry to say, and I guess I reflect my age, but Julie Christie.
Paul Ferrara.
Oh, wow. My parents, I think I would have to choose. Music's a big thing for me also, so I'm going to pick Brad Paisley because I think he's pretty normal. but he's a superstar and he's a musician, and that would be really interesting to me to have that influence. And then who's mom going to be? Oh, that's going to be tough. Let's pick Jennifer Nettles.
Roxana Cleveland.
Bill Gates has money, so see, I'd have to go with him because he's got money.
All right, that's your dad.
Okay, my mom would be, I guess I'd pick Beyonce because she seems like she's fun.
Ryan Kwok.
John Wayne, because mainly just because he, in his movies, I mean, he knows which side of the law to pick to stay on. And are you familiar at all with Gloria Gaither?
I'm not, but I'm not familiar with a lot of the people that folks name. So if Gloria Gaither is who you want to be your mother, then let's have it.
I don't know. It's hard to get a mother figure.
All right, well, we'll go with her.
Shelley Smith.
Seeing as how I don't have a lot of time to watch TV these days because I spend so much of my time with the kids, I really don't know.
Thanks for joining us for Blink. Visit FedoraOutlier.com/Blink to weigh in with your votes and participate in crowdfunding. We'll see you right here next week. Blink, where employment becomes reality.